Hi everyone, I am so delighted to talk to you once again through this video. Well, my dear children, in the last videos, we have completed the first chapter in history part and first chapter in political science part. Now today, I would like to talk to you and I wish to start first lesson in geography part. So the title of the first chapter is Resources and Development. So this is the first chapter in our geography part. Okay, let us discuss about this. Resources and Development. The title of the lesson is Resources and Development. So what is the resource? A resource is something that can be used for a purpose. And frankly speaking, resource means anything that has some utility to satisfy our needs is known as a resource. And in other words, everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs is called resource. We know very well most of the resources are generally available in our environment, in our nature. So they are the gift of nature. So everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs is called a resource. And these resources help us to satisfy our needs. And these resources particularly fulfill our needs. So what is the resource? It is a physical material that is available in our environment or in our nature, which will satisfy our needs. So our needs are met by these materials or physical materials that are available in our environment. So everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs is called a resource. They are very important. They only satisfy our needs. So we rely upon these resources. And it should be technologically accessible. So these resources must be technologically accessible, economically feasible or efficient, and culturally acceptable. They must be technologically accessible, economically feasible or efficient, and culturally acceptable. Only then it can be termed as a resource. So resource should be technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. So ultimately these resources will help us to fulfill our needs. And ultimately they can supply our needs, they can fulfill our needs. Anything that has some utility, that means any physical material which has some utility to satisfy our need, is also known as a resource. So ultimately a resource is something that can be used for a purpose. That's why we rely upon nature, we rely upon our environment, yes, to get all our needs. So therefore, my dear children, everything available in our environment which can be used to satisfy our needs is called a resource. And now let me tell you about the types of resources. Mainly the resources are of two types, or resources can be broadly classified into two types. Number one, that is natural resources. Number two, man-made resources. Now let me tell you what are called natural resources. The natural resources is something that is found in nature. Okay, the natural resource is something that is found in nature and can be used by people for economic gain. Again I tell, please listen. Natural resource is found, the natural resource is something that is found in nature and can be used by people for economic gain. Okay, now let me tell you what are natural resources. Now examples are: air is the best example for natural resource, water, light, soil, plants, minerals, my dear. So all these things are present in the nature. So we can find them in the nature. That is why, and without any human effort, okay, yes, they are found in the nature, and we can obtain all these resources in the nature. That is why these resources are termed as natural resources. See, air is the best example, as I told you. It is found in the nature. Water is also found in the nature. Light, okay, yes, soil, plants, minerals. We come across all these resources, yes, in our daily lives, but these are present in the nature. So air, water, light, soil, plants, and minerals. So these are the best example for natural resources. So therefore all these natural resources are found in the nature. For this very reason, these resources are called natural resources. Water, okay, it is abundant, okay. Light, okay, without which we cannot live. Soil, okay, that produces various crops, very important. And then minerals, which are deposited, okay, yes, in the crust of the earth, which are helpful. All these are the natural resources, okay. These are found in the nature. They are, no doubt, they are the gifts of the nature to the mankind, okay. Yes, they are the gift of the nature. So air, water, light, soil, plants, minerals, all these are the found in the nature. That is why these are called natural resources, okay, my dear children. So okay, that is the first kind of type of resource, that is the natural resource. And now let me tell you the second type of a resource, that is called man-made resource. Man-made resource, okay. The term man-made, that means it is purely produced by man only. That is why these resources are called man-made resources. The resources which are made by man, are produced by man, which are termed as man-made resources. So man-made resources such as technology, buildings, roads, vehicles, machinery, etc. So all these come under man-made resources. When you look at these resources which are produced, which are made by human beings, that's why these resources are termed as man-made resources. For example, technology. Technology is the invention of human beings only. So that is why it is also included in the man-made, okay, resource list. And later buildings, it is also a man-made. We construct buildings, we build, okay, various types of houses and buildings. So it is also man-made. Roads, we lay roads, we construct roads. It is also, okay, constructed by human beings. Okay, roads are constructed by human beings. That's why it is also a man-made resource. And vehicles, for example, is the best resource for all of us to travel from one place to another, whether it is a scooters or car or bus or whatsoever it is, okay, whatever the means or mode of transport. All these vehicles are the man-made. They are produced, they are invented or discovered by man. So okay, therefore the vehicles are also man-made resource. We use this resource, vehicles, okay. And machinery, okay, and it is widely used in the industries, various kinds of machinery, okay. We use it in the industries today, and that is also man-made, okay. It is also a resource. Machinery is also a resource. It is also a man-made. So that is why, my dear children, here, so for all these technology, buildings, roads, vehicles, and machinery, so all these are resources, but these resources are man-made. Since these resources are produced by man, are invented by man, these resources are called man-made resources, okay. So mainly, broadly, the resources are of two kinds. Number one, natural resources. Number two, man-made resources. Natural resources, best example, air, light, water, soil, plants, and minerals. And the second type, man-made resources. Examples for man-made resources are buildings, technology, roads, vehicles, and machinery. Okay, dear children, now let us watch a diagram. Okay, children. So those are the types of resources. One is natural resources, second one is man-made resources. Okay, I have already made known to you the examples of these the two types of resources. Now here is the diagram. You just take a look at this diagram so that you can have an idea. And this is interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institutions. Listen, this is the interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institutions. And here in this diagram you can see these three important things here: technology, first nature, technology, institution, and in the middle we can see the role of human beings. Yeah, here is human beings, because very important, because human beings are also today, he is also considered to be a resource. Yes, human beings are also considered to be a resource now. So that's why without human beings, okay, nothing can be achieved. So therefore here human beings also play a very important role in this diagram. Okay, yes. And this one, this diagram, this is the interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institutions. So human beings interact here with nature. Human beings interact with nature through technology. Here is the technology. So human beings interact with nature through technology. Human beings interact with nature through technology. And when he just interact with nature, that gives rise to something that is called institutions will come in institutions. Okay, human beings interact with the nature with the technology, and that gives rise to institutions, my dear children. That gives rise to institutions. So okay, so it is, that means this interdependent relationship, mainly here all these three, that is nature, technology and institution, they are interdependent on each other. These three are interdependent on each other, my dear children. Okay, have you understood? So this is interdependent relationship between nature, technology and institutions, dear children. Okay, and these three are interdependent, okay, on each other. Okay, yes. Okay, my dear children, and in the next video we shall discuss about the classification of resources. Okay, in the next video we shall discuss about the classification of resources. Okay, continue to watch. Okay.